He don't look attractive. But the point I'm making is that don't compare yourself to someone else to figure out your purpose. I've never seen so many young people wrapped up into reality shows and wrapped up into the life of Beyonce and Jay-Z and what they're doing. So you feel like you have to endear yourself into their business to make you feel validated. They don't even know you. But you're so concerned about what Solange did to Jay-Z in the elevator. Girl, what happened? Did you see it? Here they are sitting on $500 million. Listen, I'll fight any woman in the elevator for $5 million, for $500 million. I'll let you whoop on me every day. We too concerned about other people's business and what they were created for. Tap into yours, and you won't have time to think about this. Steve Harvey once said that it's 2 days that's most important in your life. The day you were created, or the day you were born, and the day you find out why. For that's the day that will give you the freedom to live the rest of this life. And finally, David says that all of the days of my life were ordained and written in your book. God has a specific time for you to be here, young people. I would love to tell you that you will live to be 80, 90, 100 years old. But the fact of the matter is that a lot of young people are leaving this earth every single day without ever having to live their purpose. A lot of young people have failed to realize at an early age that death has no age. And therefore we live a false life of thinking I'll be 50 one day. We go to college with the intentions of merely to party. And we live throughout elementary, middle school, and high school as some form of an amateur social club. We don't go with the intentions of seeding and planting our lives to set us up for the future. We don't do that. This is where God wants us to be as young people, at a point in our life in which we can maximize the moment. Because when your God-given purpose has been proclaimed upon your life, no matter what mistakes you make, you will be drawn back to who you are supposed to be. So when we truly understand that we all are created and ordained to live out our God-given purpose, you won't have to call Oprah. You won't have to call Liana to fix your life. Because the Creator would have already fixed it for you. And in verse 14, it says, I praise you because I am marvelously and wonderfully made. Recognize your worth. Recognize that you are a wonderful and created being. You are not too young to tap into your purpose. For at the age of 4, Oprah said she realized while looking at her mother hang up clothes and saying, girl, you better learn this so you can find you some good white folks. She said at the age of 4, I heard her voice tell me, that's not for me. I'm not going to find me some good white folks to work for. But I'm going to find some good white, black, blue, green, and brown folk to work for me. It was at a young age that Maya Angelou figured out that words had power. For she thought her words had once killed the man who had raped her. So that event caused her to say, my words killed him. And she was quiet for a long time. Until God brought her across a teacher that said, if you love poetry, you would not truly appreciate it until you speak it. And at that moment, she said she read almost every book in the library. And she had an appreciation for the power of words. It was at a young age that Frederick Douglass taught himself how to read. During a time in which reading was forbidden. It was at a young age that Dr. King went to college at the age of 15, only to become the greatest champion for nonviolence and peace that we know of. It was at a young age that Malcolm X tapped into his purpose and became a great champion for justice and peace on the behalf of black people. You're not too young to figure it out. You're not too young to ask God, what is my purpose? What am I here for? What am I here for? This is the challenge in life for our young people. Figuring out what we're here for. If you've come to hear me get riled up and hooped at the end of the sermon, caught the wrong person. I don't know how to. And the Lord said, He got a blessing waiting on you. I just don't know how to do it.
Thank God.
Some of these titles of the message needs to be aha. That's all they say the whole time. And they give you what he do as Smith called one time. Everybody got a blessing plan, and most of the time you get stuck with the plan and then with the blessing. That's not who I am. I love to sit people down and get quiet. And let us listen to what God has to say to us. Now somebody gonna say, he was boring. That's all right. I'm pretty sure Jesus probably was a boring fellow on the mountain when he was teaching us the Beatitudes. I just don't see Jesus saying, yeah. I don't see it. The folks say, ooh, he so preached. He preached his butt off, girl. Yeah, Rev, he sure preached. What did I say? But we were created for a purpose. And young people, we got to figure it out. It drives me nuts to watch First 48. And all I see is young people shooting each other over $20. It drives me bananas to turn on our local news. And we've heard the story, and shooting goes on right behind our church in broad daylight with kids outside playing. Drives me bananas that can happen. We got to tap into our God-given purpose. They're not too young, parents, and their minds are ready for it. Whether they know it or not, they want it and they need it. Will save a life. Will become foundation builders of a new generation instead of perpetuators of the same old. A created and ordained purpose is what you are, young people. Tap into it, and you will live a great life. God bless you. And